and there's gonna be two circles. One circle has an infested man-eating shark, and the other one has a very safe zone.
Man-eating, yep, sure, sharks, and the other circle, a safe place for the contestants to land. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Dr. Sparks, and this is Typewriter Stories. Let's get right to it.
I know a place that's really cool. It's up higher than any school. Grab a jetpack and some fuel, 'cause we're going up high, high in the sky. Come on up for a ride with your good friends at your side. Imagination is your guide, 'cause it's Dr. Sparks' science story typewriting time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Dr. Sparks, and this is Typewriter Stories. Every single day of the week, Monday to Friday at 4 p.m., and also here on Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, I lead a celebration of storytelling and narrative. I have a guest join me on a Zoom call. Our guest today is Sebastian, who is an incredible storyteller in his own right, who has been writing novels since he was 7 years old. Is that right?
No, I've been writing stories since I was 4 or 5.
4 or 5! This kid is immensely talented, and we're right in the middle of bringing one of his stories to life, for that's what we do. I have my typewriter, and our guest, Sebastian, will give me things to write about. He'll sketch out a story, and I'll fill in the details on my typewriter. And then this story is illustrated by our illustrator, Cecilia Olivera-Hillway. And you can see right now she's in the middle of illustrating this crazy story that Sebastian gave us. So here's the story as it stands right now. This story takes place on Total Drama Island, which is an island in Wakanakwa, Ontario. I hope I said that right.
Yes.
Am I right, Sebastian? Good.
Wakanakwa.
Wakanakwa, yes.
Okay.
It's like my tongue is in a knot. It's hard.
It's not embarrassing.
And on this island, it's a shallow island, and it's filled with shallow people. For this is the site of a reality television show, which focuses on the shallowness and folks sometimes, right? Now, our show is hosted by a man named Chris McLean, and there is a villain on this show, one of the contestants. Her name is Heather. Now, the other contestants on the show, we've got Gwen, Lindsay, Duncan, Tyler, Cody, Roshana, and Beth. And they are sick of her tricks and chicanery. What does that word mean again, Sebastian?
Trickery and just trickery. That's all I know.
Trickery. It's a $10 word for trickery, right? We could just say trickery, but why? You know, we got this typewriter. Let's use all the letters and the keys, you know? The other contestants, they are sick of her chicanery. And so they vote her off the island, but it doesn't work because she has invincibility, which is very similar to the concept of immunity in Survivor. For those
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so obstacle comes around. And the first obstacle, Sebastian, tell it to me again, because this obstacle, like, I feel like every reality show should start with an obstacle like this.
10,000 feet cliff. Jump into. You have to jump into this one circle. This one circle is safe. The biggest circle in the way is a shark-infested water. And I bet the interns kind of made it safe.
You know, yeah, the interns
Okay.
don't want to get, like, a lawsuit brought against to Total Drama Island, you know.
They're like, hey man, this is enough.
To give us a prize at the end, right? They got to give that $1 million to this person that doesn't get devoured
Yes.
by man-eating sharks.
How did you know it was $1 million for a prize?
I just guessed. I picked that number out. I must be reading your
Yes.
mind. Okay.
Or
So,
did you watch a show?
I am familiar with the premise of Survivor. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode, but so I'm learning a lot right now. You are teaching me about how these shows get set up. So, but
You guys saw them.
so,
Right, keep
so
going.
the Heather is our villainess, right? Nobody likes Heather. They want to eliminate her from the island. Do you think they like try to make it so she jumps in the wrong circle?
No.
Okay, so she.
Oh, Lashana throws Heather into the water because she says, "I don't want to lose because of my hair day."
Okay. So on that morning, Heather had sabotaged. Is it Loshana?
Leshawna.
Lashana. Heather had sabotaged Lashana's hair regime and messed her hair up good. So, in retaliation or in vengeance, so Lashana gets vengeance. How do you think about that? And throws Heather into the shark-infested waters.
Oh yeah. No, she doesn't get thrown. She gets thrown inside the safe zone. And then Heather says, Lashana, you are so dead.
Okay, and Mr. Up goes. So in retaliation, Lashana threw Heather off the cliff. But Heather landed in the safe circle. Still, though, she said to herself, although still on camera, Lashana, and Lashana, you are so dead. Okay, so I'm picturing, does somebody get thrown into the man-eating sharks, or does everybody survive this day?
Like one person, Duncan, gets thrown inside the shark-infested water.
Does he survive, or does he like make friends with the sharks and like?
Both of them. He survives and gets friends with the sharks.
Okay.
Pretty much he does this. He straight up punches the shark like.
Pow, pow. So I'm imagining he's like under the water. He's like swimming through the air. Pow, pow. And so I'm thinking,
he's just standing there, and then a shark tries to bite him, and then this happens.
okay, he's sitting there, spreading water, you know. He's like, you know, doggy paddling, and here comes the shark. And without even looking at the shark, just punches it in the nose and continues to swim right there.
Yes.
In the end, he does get devoured by the sharks, but before that happens, he gets 13 of them to follow him on Instagram.
Yes.
Duncan didn't survive the first challenge and got eaten, but not before he got 13 of the sharks to follow him on Instagram. Okay, so how does Heather get her vengeance in the end? What is the end of this story? Or how does she get removed from the island?
Alright, so pretend it's like at the last free.
Okay, so we've now moved.
So like months later.
Months later. Months passed. Okay.
There's Gwen, Duncan, and Heather inside the
Wait. Is this the ghost of Duncan? Or like...
Just Duncan. He went to the hospital and came back.
They were able to reconstruct his body. They actually took the pieces out from the bellies of the sharks and were able to reconstruct his body.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he was still alive. He was still alive. He was just eating fish.
He was just okay. We'll go with it. Okay. Months passed. Duncan had returned to the show
and had a crush on Gwen. Yes.
And recovered from the bellies of the sharks that ate him, and he had a crush on Beth.
No, Gwen.
When? Oh, geez, I'm sorry. That was almost a terrible mistake. Okay, and how does Heather, like, triumph? We gotta find a way to, like, end this story soon. We gotta put a bow on it so that it has, like, a nice ending here. And I think the viewers at home, the people that are watching the show, nobody likes Heather, right? She's the one that everybody loves to hate. And I know, so...
Some people are like, oh my god, I want Heather to win, and some people are, and most of the people are being like, I hate Heather.
So some people love her. So she, like, it's like Disney villains. I mean, everybody knows that Jafar is the greatest character that Disney ever created, right? Like,
Yeah.
Or Scar. His song is the best song in all of Lion King, I'm going to say. The Be Prepared song, do you know that song? It's great.
Yes, I do, except I just 1989 movies are okay.
Hey, man! Cut against... How old do you think I am?
Okay.
Those are classic Disney. Come on.
Let's go.
There's a new live-action version. Do you like that CGI, like, weird-looking lion with its moving mouth? Like, you like the CGI?
Okay, no, I take back the 80s.
Okay, so let's return, though, to our present day on Wakanakwa. Yeah, Wakanakwa. I'm getting it now.
Oh, in this round, Heather doesn't get immunity.
Oh, this is it. So there's real stakes now. She could be kicked off the island. In the final challenge.
No, not the final challenge. This is the first challenge. The next challenge is end. It's just an end.
In the third challenge.
Yes. Alrighty?
Third challenge. Oh, jeez, I can't spell challenge. This is really tricky.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Thank you. In the third challenge, Heather did not, not have immunity for the first time. And the other contestants,
Voted her off.
like the sharks that had eaten Duncan, could smell,
Can smell what?
could smell blood in the water. And we're actually out of space on this page. I gotta move to the second page.
Okay, good.
Let's keep going. Okay. The other contestants could smell blood in the water. Heather is up. She's in this third challenge. She does not have immunity of any kind. So what happens next?
No, the third challenge is, what's it called? It's called Gross or No.
Gross or No?
It's doing your fairest fears.
So it's confronting your greatest fears?
Yeah, no, it's not confronting them. It's facing them.
Oh, jeez, so much worse.
like there's a big spider pool, and
Oh
then
my God.
and then you're like, hey man, it's your turn. This is your scariest. Face your fears. And then you just get pushed into the spider pool, and then you just start screaming. It's terrifying. I am not scared of spiders though. I see them and I think they're cute.
Okay, so the third challenge was a pit filled with whatever the participant was most scared of.
Yeah. And Heather's one was getting her hair chopped off.
Oh gosh.
So Heather's was filled with with unlicensed hairstylist.
She was thrown inside the pit. And if you disagree, you're immediately out of the game. If you say no. And Heather said no.
Oh, okay, so she refuses to jump in and gets disqualified for that reason.
Yeah.
And though, okay.
But she gets her head chopped off because she screamed no and then she tripped in. So she still got her head chopped off. Well, not her head, her hair.
Her hair. Yeah, that makes more sense, I think. Okay. Okay. And though she didn't want to lose, she couldn't Bear to have a bad haircut. And so she was eliminated. But then, ironically, she tripped and fell into the pit anyways and got a bowl cut.
She said no, and then she got eliminated. She just got pushed inside the boat of losers.
Okay. All right. So then, what are some? So I'm imagining that, like, Beth has a pit filled with climate change, which is kind of a tricky thing.
No, Heather's eliminated, so because like there's only supposed to be like one person getting eliminated, so. But we can ask somebody.
So, Sebastian, I just want to interrupt here. On Facebook, Chris Estrada is saying, Sebi! It sounds like maybe your dad or your uncle is watching.
Oh my God, yeah, that's my dad. Hi, Dad.
Sebastian says hello back. All right, I got a bowl cut. Okay,
Wait,
so
am I on YouTube?
yes, you are. You're on YouTube and Facebook right now. You're a YouTube star, man. This is basically a reality show, and you're winning. This is the first challenge.
I love this game.
Me too, man. This is awesome.
I'm just freaking out.
I'm picturing that one by one, each of the contestants, and Tanya is saying, I think your mom is saying hello as well.
Hey, Mom.
Okay, so I'm picturing one by one, the contestants are too afraid to jump in the pit. And so, like, what is Beth most afraid of in the world? We already know that Duncan is afraid of...
Gwen.
Okay.
Beth was eliminated. It's Gwen.
What was she afraid of? What was her pit filled with that she couldn't jump in?
Gwen is goth, but she's in like goth.
Okay, was it bright colors then? Was it filled with like rainbow colors, the Nyak cat or whatever? Like going,
Yeah, Nan Cat. She's goth, but at the same time, she's very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's make her have Nan Cat. Nyan Cat.
So the cat is...
Meow. Okay.
Gwen also was eliminated because she was a goth and her pit...
No, she wasn't eliminated.
Oh.
Duncan was eliminated. Duncan was
eliminated. Oh, jeez, I'm getting it all mixed up. Okay. So what was Duncan's pit filled with? Was it filled with more sharks? I would imagine after getting eaten by sharks and then reconstructed out of their stomachs that you would be a little skittish of sharks.
Well, this time he had an axe prepared.
He had an axe prepared?
Yes.
He faced his greatest fear?
Yes.
Wait, then how was he eliminated?
He was eliminated in the second challenge. The second challenge was pick the people who you want to win, and they picked one to win.
Wait, I think we could make this a scathing indictment of the reality show system. So how about this? Duncan actually faces his fears. So the pit is filled with the same sharks that had eaten him before. Mm-hmm. And this time, he faces his fears. He grabs an axe, and even though he is terrified, he jumps into the pit anyways, fights them off, and faces his fears.
Yes.
But the people watching at home don't like it, and they vote him off the island anyways. And so even though he did the right thing and he was brave and bold, the people watching at home were unimpressed. And so
because that was like public property and stuff. Those weren't real sharks. Those was like building sharks.
Oh, they were animatronic sharks or something? Robotic sharks?
Yeah, and that cost a lot of money. So inside the second one, they remembered the shark incident, so they had to like actually just eliminate him. The interns like grabbed his shoulders, he's like, "What the heck is happening?" And he just was put on a boat and he drove away.
Okay, perfect. All right.
By the way, Heather's backstory: she has a family. The family doesn't have trophies. Her family is stupid. Duncan's family, he has family, except he's in juvie.
Oh, geez, wow. He's got a dark backstory.
Yeah.
Wow, so Heather's family is mean, and is not very bright.
Mhm.
And Duncan
is just
he's-
plain old
but even
GLS.
that's wow. So he's really overcome some stuff by being on the show. He's actually grown as a person. He's grown enlightened.
The people on his phone, they said that you're okay, get off of juvie, live a normal life. So yay, Duncan gets a happy ending.
He does. I love this. Okay, wait. So let's
They
do
both
this.
get it, and then Gwen wins the $1,000. But then some crazy man takes it.
So how about Duncan was eliminated, but he's able. He reaches his own truth.
Yes.
Like
Duncan was eliminated for killing animatronics.
Yes. Okay. So Duncan was eliminated for killing the robotic sharks
Bless you.
that had eaten him. But he was able to grow as a person, and in the end, considered himself the real survivor.
And Gwen, not Beth. Gwen. Gwen, not Beth.
I didn't type Beth, I swear. You can see I did not type Beth. Okay, wait. So I think we should end the story here and then tell it one more time back. Can we tell it one more time and I'll read it dramatically and you can help me fill in the details as they come up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
Yeah, good.
and be thinking about too. So Sebastian, this story is done. And wait, let's look at the drawing that Cecilia came up with.
Oh yes. Yes, that looks just like Heather. Yes, all of this just look like the show. Wait, oh, you didn't get what I was meaning by two things have one shark, one thing. It was supposed to be an ocean, one little hole, and then the other center was just sharks. But
Well-
you did a really good job with Heather and the characters.
Thank you.
So, I think, Sebastian, ultimately there's some disconnect between the producers of this show and the writers of the show. And I think here too.
Chris is a psychopath. Is a psychopath, by the way.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Let me paint this picture here, right? So,
Yes.
we're on an island. We're on Wakanaka Island. And this is the site of a reality television show. And everybody is tuning in from all across the world. They want to see what happens to these contestants. And there are a lot of contestants. We've got Heather, Gwen, Lindsay, Duncan, Tyler, Cody, Lashana, and Beth.
But
Now-
let me just talk about everyone. Lindsay, she's stupid, but she's lovable.
Okay.
Beth, she has braces. She's kind of like a nerd, but she's very
Okay.
nice. Lashana, you don't want to get in her way. She's not bad.
Sorry, what's that?
Okay. You have to make her. She has apples on her shirt, and she's like a woman that you don't want to mess with. Like, get off
Sure.
the street.
A lot of powerful women on the show, which is important. We need to see more people like that in the world. So the first challenge happens, right? And the first challenge we've established is jumping off a cliff. And there's two pools. One is filled with sharks. One is filled with water. And our first person to jump off is named Duncan. Duncan jumps and lands in the shark pool. And he is
He is in the first one. Oh, wait, Tyler's a jock, by the way. So Tyler goes first. He's like, yeah, and then he hits his, and then he jumps, and then he hits the water like a split, like, and he screams like very loud, and
That is
everyone's
great.
like, did he land in the shark pool? But he landed in the safe zone, but he kind of like hit his nuts really hard in the
Well,
water.
there's a lot of backstory that's happening here, a lot of different characters, and each of them grows over the course of the show. Well, some of them do. Heather doesn't grow. She becomes more terrible as the show goes on. But in the end, it's really Duncan that turns out to be the hero of our story. He gets
Yeah.
eliminated fairly early on because he actually destroyed all those animatronic sharks that had eaten him and required him to be sewed back together by the helpful surgeons in Ontario, Canada, where the show's...
And Gwen said
So-
that. Gwen
So he actually does grow, though, in the end,
Yeah.
because he is able to overcome a tragic, dark past. He'd actually been in the juvenile prison system. He'd been in juvie before he came on the show. That was kind of his backstory. He's able to face his fears. In the end, he faces down sharks once again. And he gets eliminated because he destroys millions of dollars worth of animatronic sharks. But in the end, he grows as a person, and even though he's eliminated, he really is, in the end, the final survivor of this show, which is not Survivor, but it's basically Survivor, right? And that is the end of the story. So...
Oh, and Gwen says, "I'll go out with you." She turns into her boyfriend.
So in the end, it's a love story too. He gets everything he wanted except for the money. And
No,
maybe.
and the money too, because Gwen wants the money.
Oh, so
Gwen wants. Yeah. So, happy ending.
yeah. So what is this story called, Sebastian? What is the title of this story?
Total Drama Island.
Total Drama Island. That is a great story. My gosh, it's a sprawling story. I mean, it has so many characters, so much happens. And in the end, there is a heart of the story, though. And the heart is what happened to that man that was devoured by sharks, sewn back together then, and then in the end was able to face down his demon and face down the sharks that had eaten him.
I'm going to make two more stories. They're not going to be the same except the titles. There's going to be Total Drama Action, Total Drama World Tour, and Total what? I'm just saying that. Okay, my mother was shaking her head over there, and I don't know why.
Well, so I think, Sebastian, I think we're out of time today. But I tell you what, if you want to come up with sequels to this story, I will actually mail this story to you. So actually, let me do that really quickly. So I have an envelope right here. And I am going to fold up your story into thirds. And it's actually 2 pages long. So let me stamp the story. This is the 1967th story I think I've ever written. And I will fold it into thirds, put it into this envelope here, put it into our mailbox, and then raise the flag so that the mailman knows to come and take the mailbox and chunk. Then it will drive that letter all the way to you, and you will actually get a copy. So once you have this letter, once you have the story, you can write sequels then. And it sounds like you've got an idea for several sequels, which Survivor went on for 17 seasons, 19 seasons. I hope you see that as an inspiration. This story doesn't need to end.
There's gonna be 7 seasons. I'm gonna change the 7th season to the Redonkulous Race.
Perfect.
It's like Amazing Race. Have you ever saw the show Amazing Race?
I'm familiar with the premise, but so actually, Sebastian, I want to actually take a moment to thank the people that are watching right now. So we actually are going to have to sign off here. But if you are tuning in on YouTube or Facebook, and Sebastian, you should stick around as well if you want to. This is actually the first of 3 different shows today. I'm only in this first one. Up next, we have The Buzz, hosted by Adam Lazarus and Harv Stickley, who is a stick bug. They're going to tell you all about the bugs that live in Adam's garden, and you're going to learn all sorts of bug facts, and it's super sweet. Then, following that, Kojoy is on next. Kojoy has an incredible show lined up where this little cardboard robot who's kind of like, you know, trying to build some self-confidence, much in the way that Duncan was trying to build some self-confidence by like jumping into a pit of sharks. This robot's personal journey is they want to become a DJ, and you can actually control the music that this DJ is playing on this awesome cardboard set. It's so cool. All 3 of these shows are Anything Place shows, and you can see us every Saturday at 11 a.m. The Anything Place does 3 shows in a row on Family Maker Camp, which is probably where you're watching us right now. And if you like the Typewriter Stories, I am on every single day, Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on my own YouTube channel, which is Dr. Sparks Show, and you can go to facebook.com/Dr. Sparks Show. If you would like to participate in the show, or you have a kid that would like to participate in the show, you can sign up at drsparks.com and also find links to our Facebook and YouTube channels and all that fun stuff there. I am Dr. Sparks. This is Typewriter Stories. Sebastian was driving today. He was such an incredible, talented storyteller. The empathy you have to get into these characters' heads, and there were so many characters, each of them with a distinct personality, hopes, dreams, fears that they were able to overcome. Such talent there. Cecilia Olivera-Hillway is our illustrator. Look at these drawings. She has so much talent.
Hey, can I keep the drawings? Can I keep the drawings?
Yes.
Yeah, you are going to get them.
Yes. Because they're really good.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, we will see you next time. We'll see you on Monday, or stick around, and, you know, that'll happen. So take care, guys. Keep those typewriter
Bye.
fingers limber, and keep your typewriters oiled.